Hello, I'm Mary Kessler, Director and Co-Founder here at Ascent Advantage Academy. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what our objectives are in the curriculum and why we're into this business and what's going on, how you can begin in the curriculum and so forth. Number one, after you go through this and down through the page, I would appreciate it if you would go through the first 4 icons. There's 3 little lessons in each one of those icons. There's a total of 12. It will help you to understand exactly what the curriculum is about in more depth and how to get started in it. But for right now, the 3 objectives that we have of the curriculum. Number 1, our first objective is to help your son or daughter become closer to Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, to increase their faith in and their testimony of Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ. We hope that as they go through the curriculum, they will become closer as they are taught true principles in each one of the subjects. Number 2 objective is to teach study skills. So many kids today have never been taught study skills. They don't know how to study. And that is one of the reasons that we have a problem in education today. We teach study skills that will help them to learn more easily and also to retain what they learn. The third objective is to give them a good, solid education in the basics. Now, what do we consider the basics? Scriptures, language arts, math, financial literacy, business and economics, family life, arts and history, History Plus, which includes geography, government, civics, and some more economics, sciences, and the arts, meaning art, dancing, drama, and music. Those are the basics. Joseph Smith said that an education should be practical, and we endeavor to make it practical and useful in the lives of our students. And the reason for that is because we want them to be able to fulfill the missions that their Heavenly Father has for them in this life. Now, where does a student start? Well, we ask students to start at the very beginning in Level 1, Unit 1. Oh, Mrs. Kessler, you got to be kidding me. I have a 12-year-old. You don't want to start him back there? Yes, I do. And the reason is this: potholes. Okay. I have taught so many kids over the years, and you just never know what they're missing. And sometimes it is so simple for what they're missing, and you can easily teach them that and smooth over that pothole, and then they can have a smooth ride. Well, that's why we ask students to go back at the beginning, because I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, and you don't have a crystal ball, and we can't tell exactly what our student may be missing. So we ask the student to go back to the beginning, to take the test at the end of the first unit in Level 1 of each subject. If he can pass it with 100%, super. Go on to the Unit 2 test and see if he can pass it. Wherever he cannot pass a test with 100%, then he goes back and learns from that particular unit what he needs to know. You know, we used to live on a street that was not paved. Okay, or by a street that was not paved. We didn't live on the street, for heaven's sakes. But, okay, so when it rained, it had ruts, it had holes. It was terrible. We could count on having to buy 3 new tires a year and do several alignments. Now, we don't want that to happen with your student and his education. We want to be able to smooth out the road and pave it so that he can have a smooth ride. And that's why we ask very, very much that he start in the beginning. Also, it's why we don't take students older than 16, because we know that students older than 16 probably cannot get through the curriculum by the time it's time to graduate at 18. Okay. Another reason that we ask them to go through the curriculum is that nowadays so many students arrive at college or at a technical school, and they don't have the background, they don't have the basics that they need to advance, and so they have to take remedial classes. That is largely due to the fact that American education has been dumbed down over the last century and a half, and even longer than that. I didn't get as good an education as my parents did, and my kids didn't get as good an education as I did. And so we want to avoid that in the case of your students. Now, let's be humble. Let's start at the beginning. And let's remember that whatever measure of knowledge that we gain in this life will rise with us in the resurrection. Let us understand that It is important and a part of our faith, a tenet of our faith actually, to develop our minds. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so let's not do that. Let's start at the beginning and continue on so that we can smooth out the road, fill in the potholes, pave it, and your child can have a smooth ride. Thank you for listening.